If you're the type of person that thinks that they'll never be able to bench 225 in their life, watch this video because I'm going to tell you that benching 225 is actually a lot easier than most people think. And today I'm going to give you guys 3 steps on how you guys can improve your bench and eventually hit 225. And the third step is probably one of the most important ones that a lot of people do not do, but it will be the most effective in order to hit 225 bench. The first and most simplest step is you need to bench more often. You need to up your frequency within the week. So of course, benching once a week is good. It will make some kind of difference. But if you do want to take it to that next level, you have to do more than one bench a week. So usually a lot of people do 3 times a week, even up to 4 times a week. But personally for me, I was able to make a lot of progress just by benching twice a week. I've tried once, I tried twice, I tried 3 times. That sweet spot for me is twice a week. So it all depends on the person as well. But if you feel like you can recover faster on your bench sessions, then do it 3 times a week. If you feel like twice a week is good, stick with twice a week. So the way I structure my bench days is I have a primary and a secondary day. So the primary day is usually like on a Monday or Tuesday, and my secondary day will be typically on like a Friday or a Saturday. And so the primary bench is basically your main intensity day of the week. This is where you focus on lifting heavy, typically using more like a competition style bench press, with more of an intent to improve your 1 rep max or to prepare yourself for meet day if you're competing. And your secondary bench day is more like a variation bench. So it's not your competition style where you would do your bench setup as if you're hitting a PR or you're at a meet. It's more like a variation on things that you need to work on depending on where you lack. So for example, a variation would be a Larson press where you're benching with your legs up and they're not touching the floor. Or another way would be tempo. So tempo bench is where you're counting 4 seconds down, pausing 2 seconds at the bottom position, and then you're just going to explode your weight back up. Another variation, instead of your typical, grip, you would do more like a closer grip. So all these things are just variations of the bench that will help you benefit you when you do your actual bench setup. So the next tip that is kind of a little bit underrated within the powerlifting community is accessories. Actually doing your accessories. You got to do things that are going to help strengthen and grow your chest muscle, your triceps, your shoulder muscles, like all those 3 parts that are used for the bench. What a lot of people do is they bench so much, but they don't put enough effort or a lot of intent into their accessories. They don't really focus on trying to build the muscle and the strength when it comes to those kind of exercises. They think, okay, the more I bench within the week, I'm chilling. I'll hit PRs. I'll get stronger. To an extent, yes, but there will be a point where obviously you have to build your muscle. Like you got to grow them. And if you don't grow your muscles, they're not going to get stronger. They don't get stronger, you won't be able to hit your 225 bench. So you really have to focus on the accessories. I'm going to give you guys a couple of good exercises that has helped me get stronger on my bench. So the first thing is incline barbell bench press. Another exercise that has also helped me was weighted dips. If you can't do weighted dips, just stick to just dips regularly and then progress, build up to that. Then eventually start putting some plates under you with like a, thing to hold on to the fucking plates when you're doing dips or pull-ups. So you progress with that. Another thing is skull crushers. Skull crushers really help strengthen my triceps. Like I usually focus more on a heavier weight, lower reps. And sticking with that on skull crushers has exploded my triceps muscle and my strength. So those 3 are probably the top 3 exercises that I've done. Other than that, you can still focus on your tricep push downs with the rope. You can still do, dumbbell shoulder presses. And those all help as well. But those are like the top 3 main exercises that have helped me build on my bench. Mainly because they're mostly compound exercises. And the last but the most important thing, guys, is programming. If you want to hit 225 bench, you got to stick to a program. Whether it's from getting a coach or searching on Google, a beginner program, any kind of powerlifting program will help you get stronger and hit a 225 bench. And on top of that, probably hit PRs on squat and deadlifts too, because most programs include that as well, right? Hopping on a program is very important for a couple of reasons. So one reason can be for fatigue management. So if you're always burnt out, or you feel like your body is not pushing, or just overall feel, low energy, fatigue management in the program will help. It will help you if you need a deload, It will help you to see when you can go your heaviest, when you can up the intensity, or when you can lower the intensity and just focus on technique and volume. Another reason why is it helps your body prime itself, basically. So typically programs are 6 to 12 weeks, mainly 12 weeks. And so from week 1 all the way to 12, you're basically priming your body to get to its strongest point, which is on the last couple of weeks of the program. So this will help you be your fullest and your most energized and your most strongest to see how much potential your body can lift. And the last reason why programming is so important is because it just helps with organization. You always have a plan going to the gym week by week. You're not going in just doing whatever you feel like. If you feel tired, you go light. If you feel good, you're going to go crazy heavy, right? So having a program will tell you, it'll dictate you what you got to go, heavy on, for example, on bench. It can go based off of percentages, off your current 1 rep max, or it can go off by RPE. So just basically on how you're feeling on the day of. Each week, each day has a plan set for you already. So you don't have to think about anything. Once you get a program or once your coach gives you a program, you just go in there, input a couple of numbers, and boom, you already have everything done. So try this, keep this in mind, and I'm sure you guys will hit a 225 bench this year.